Just looking to match the Casio. Ooh, Yone. That can also be flexed. The question is where they're going to throw it. Ideally, they want to match that into the Galio, don't they?
I think off of the Death Fire touch.
Oh, yeah.
Already mid here, though.
Looking for an unspeakable horror onto Caps. Low on the mana bar. He's stepping up. Justice Punch shielded around again. Caps won't be able to flash away until about now, but he's not going to use it. He stands the 1v1. Jojo takes him down with him. Okay, best case scenario.
You end up turning around the play in mid. You've now got coverage there as well. So I think now MKOI should be able to back away before Skewmon gets here.
Blade. Hang on, Alvaro tries to get out with the Dredge Light. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, the flag and drag from Skewmon entering. This is a 3 versus 1 for the support, and Alvaro knows he's not getting out. It's a kill over to Han Summers, Ezreal, and it's easily timed.
Be looking for picks where you can. LeBron, for example, this could be a good catch.
Dredge Line, remember Elyoy can turn the lights off now. It's the unspeakable horror to get the route, the flee, rather the follow-up. LeBron in his own jungle, but he doesn't feel safe. Xenna's played to go back in, but he's dead. Over to Super, and Eddie Carey's getting some...
With that Nocturne, but instead now with LeBron dead, it's an easy take here for him.
Oh, true shot barrage, flash Dredge Line though, it's a hex flash rather. There's a hero's entrance flash away from Skewmon. But Jojo flies into the river, Dragon goes down to MKOI.
Stages, I mean, this is kind of what we got to see last time, right? G2 got off to some nice plays early in the last series. MKOI kind of fell behind slightly. This game hasn't fallen really behind so much, but it's definitely been in the mid game where MKOI got the better of G2. And it was a lot of this Elyoy and
Alvaro. The second Drake spawns. And as you see, as Jojo steps up, it's trouble. Justice Punch interrupted as well. Capsule has Petrifying Gaze. Jojo's getting whittled down. It's every Noxious Blast that connects puts Jojo in trouble. Paranoid to save. Noxious Blast not helping with the Petrifying Gaze. He flashes away. Meanwhile, Elyoy had to ulti into the mid lane. Caps gets the kill. Saved by Killer Instinct up and available. G2 are the ones that started this strike. They look to find it successfully and do so. Grounding Jojo with the miasma's nice. Jojo Justice punches back in because Paranoia is up and available. They're looking for Caps. A 2-man shield is around and Dredge Line perfectly layered as well. With the Galio Heroes entrance, G2 are thwarted before the fight can even begin. The Killer Instinct launched here by Super in a 1 versus 3. He takes those on. He flashes in for a double with the rest of MKOI behind him. Why not? As Dredge Line gets...
You got Nocturne in position as well. Broken Blade might be in trouble here. He's going to try and run for us.
Justice Punch, Paranoia, Fate sealed. He gets on out. He jumps back and he says, I'm going to be a soul unbound, but that waits for a shielded Duran. There's a man there just pressing W. Jojo enables Elyoy to get the kill on the deep Broken Blade.
A very clean play from Koi. Once they see 3 members of G2 on the bot side of the map, they know that a gank top lane should go uncontested. Broken Blade wasn't even that overextended. He read the play very quickly. He tried his best to get out of the situation, but the lockdown from Koi was simply too much. The chase potential was very real. The bad news for Koi is that they've now used their resources to get a pick and a tower. But actually, I say that, I thought they wouldn't be able to convert the Herald, but they will. With the control they have over the top side, they're going to quickly send Elyoy to start that objective off. The rest of G2 are not really here to contest. Koi get control of the mid wave as well. So very nice play from Koi overall.
Flag and drag, Mirwin in a bit of trouble. Cataclysm being held onto until now. Mirwin does flash out eventually away from that Jarvan ulti. Meanwhile, G2 are making a play on top side of the map as well. Xenna's Blade going to connect and Broken Blade looking for some revenge for that previous die. Mirwin's trying to get on out. Solitaire a little bit too late. Jojo escapes with a hero's entrance. Line starts onto Han Summer, easy with an arcane shift away. Mid-pro is given an MKOI first as Flash Ross tries to find the mark. Paranoia used onto Caps as he ridges off to the fight. He flashes away as the depth charge also burnt. MKOI now have only 2 ultis available and one of them perma off cooldown with the Anivia, while Super is the only one who can launch in despite G2 having all 5 up and ready.
This is now a little dangerous for MKOI. They're still fishing, but
go in.
G2.
Solar Flare, flashed away from Fate Sealed, a big whiff. Broken Blade still in the midst of it though. Double knockup, triple knockup, everyone in the Cataclysm. It should be G2's, right? But look, Super untouched, lethal temporing in the backside, while Skewmon finds a mark on the bird of prey. It's Caps who got the free fire, it's G2 who used the ult advantage, and it's Jojo who'll be last to fall as the Dragon is surrounded.
G2 find their moment to fight back against MKOI. The spells weren't there, and G2's ability to fight back comes up trumps.
I thought that the broken G2 entirely on the bot side of the map means that there's no cross-map opportunity for them. Instead, they're committing to keeping this tower alive, but they're not going to be able to.
Jojo going to Justice Punch away. Turret eventually goes down. He took a little bit of turret damage. Solar Flare is going to find Mirwin without egg as well. He gets knocked up. Fate Sealed. Everything used. Galio ult out of there. Jojo escapes the bottom side play. But G2 get to take this Dragon 2 apiece, and the game will still go longer regardless. So right now the cautious is great as Skewmon maybe throws caution to the wind. He's hit down by Super. Cataclysm as he flashes out, but Skumon whip as the Fate Seal doesn't hit. It's onto a support, so Super has already taken a double with Hans Summer going into the dirt. Flash forward from Mirwin onto Lebrov. The Fear about to connect a triple. And we talked about G2 being cautious, but they said hell to that.
Super played that excellently, using the Kaza ultimate to reposition away from the CC, pick up the triple kill, and MKOI get the Baron.
I have to question.
Second Dragon, bit of extra stats, but the claw towards.
No way! It's just very hard for G2 to manage both lanes though, right? Because as soon as Nocturne is gone, he can also play in towards Hans Summer, who's left alone.
Killer Instinct as well, the 1v1 begins. Paranoia going to be used, but not into the base, I don't think. Now Vision
No,
lost
that's
there.
it. I mean, that was my point, right? Like, who do you leave to defend? Because everyone is vulnerable to these multi-directional plays from MKOI.
Maybe G2 can make a counterplay here. Paranoia was used and to no avail. But they're so far away from MKOI, they're just sprinting it, getting out of there while Mirwin hits bot.
Yeah, so look at the minimap here. This is fantastic from KOI, just because they're doing all the right things. While that play was happening in mid, all of G2... Oh, hang on a second.
Depth chart's going to be used. Skumon trying to go past him to ignore the dredge line. Now, Alvaro is caught out here, but no objectives are up. Maybe a bit of damage on the mid lane turret, but remember the thing about Anivir is how large it is.
So I want to bring your attention to the minimap once again, just to showcase the differences. G2 is very clumped up, in contrast to KOI, who are playing this 1-4, even 1-3-1 style.
Yep.
They recognize they have the power of these semi-globals. Jojo is consistently pushing in the side lane to just create this extra point of pressure and also give KOI options. Then they have, oh, we've got a wave here, we've got a wave there, we've got a wave here, we've got a wave there, maybe we can play through this. And it's also very annoying for G2 to deal with. Ironically, G2 is the type of team that normally does this to teams, but
the heel of G2, 5 members in River for both teams. Well, Jojo would be if he decides to join in with the ulti. Lebrov's angle pretty good, but he will be spotted out by that ward. MKOI no. The poke out from Hans Summer, crucial flash depth chart. Paranoia turns the lights off. Jojo's there, shielded Durand as well. It's great because Hans Summer's first to die. G2 have lost their 80 carry, and now the fight truly begins with MKOI spearing off the inhibit through a chokers. Super's also dead, by the way, to Broken Blade, but it won't matter because Mirwin has sat in a choke and dealt with 3 of G2, along with Alvaro, the CC layering. Perfect from MKOI, and the position of power large in game 1 as they take the reins of control.
it all was going to come down to execution, and MKOI execute perfectly. Hans Summer was the target from the start. Alvaro connects the ultimate, Elyoya follows it up, and then...
Note the fact they all have their ultis though, so MKOI can pounce. They don't have to be grouped up. Dredge line starts up onto Lebrov. Another fight, Paranoia onto Caps with a knockup as well. Hero's entrance gonna go golden is Caps while Alvaro gets low, but Super hasn't been touched. He dodges the Fate Seal again. Broken Blade can't get the right target. Solar Flare will take no one's life, and with a triple over to Super, Hans is tagged. Killer Instinct, he got the free flow through the fight. It's a full house of kills with an ace to MKOI and game 1 in the bag.
MKOI refused to go down. Elyoya lived forever in that fight, and with him, MKOI are going to take game 1.
We hate scripts in the LEC. We want them done with, and MKOI are willing to start that train of thought off. It's only 1 game, but it's a big one here as they're 1 step closer to MSI.
10, 1, and 3.
That impressive
Well,
style.
there we go.
And there we go. But Yasuo is up and available. Was not picked yesterday by Nako, which is the best counter into Varus in a pure 1v1. So I love to see this. Doesn't have that many knockouts except for the Lulu.
With TFT. So Jojo does get out here, but someone has to be burned to avoid Skumon.
Interesting pathing there from Skumon. I actually thought, based on the path that he was taking, he was just going to go straight towards top and look for another gank. Super getting a little bit low, but great trading for both of you guys.
No, Glitterlands comes through and match flash. Hans Summer will take down Super. It was an ignite with the damage that was ticking from Lebrov. God damn.
That was a great flash slow from Lebrov. He connects the E, the knockback now into mid. I don't think you have the mana to get a kill here, Caps.
Jojo just leveled up as well. It's actually going to turn on him. Jojo solo kills Caps instead.
No, not the Galio.
Play
Not the
Galio.
Galio. Yeah. No.
I feel like he gets one every game.
Well, guess who's back in the top lane? No flash available for Mirwin.
No, indeed not. Last breath going to be used. The pints are out. Mirwin, he's still on the wrong side of dodge without a flash. Tries to get Broken Blade, and Skumon's going to help do the damage down. Sweeping Blade will not get the kill. Skumon burned him with red.
Much pressure down. Get your Yasuo ahead if you can. I do think it was a bit of a mistake for Skumon on to take the kill, but Broken Blade still finds himself with a healthy lead, pushing in that top wave. I think he doesn't quite get a plate, but the cross-map response.
So Super kind of wants to try and take the fight.
Now we're going to start it off. Back with prison dodge forward by Labrov. Heal gets him out of range. Elyoya looking for the chase. Pillar now up on the enemy Lulu. A wild growth as well, but he's just dead. He won't be able to get out of this one. Doesn't flash over the wall in the end. Super takes the kill on the bot, but MKOI have already taken a summoner and then denied a lot of CS from Hans Summer.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a very similar swap to what we've seen in the past.
We've watched Jojo get that push out, but remember, with that commitment to top, Dragon's up in 3 seconds. Guess what, Jojo? He was just burning the midnight oil before in the previous fight. Do they have enough damage now? Something Chubb dodged away from. Jojo kites it all out with a threaded volley. The pillar's up. Jojo will die this time, but it took a while from G2.
MKOI make the right read. With the arrival of Labrov, they really can't contest this. They now don't have the people. They're trying to punish Hans Summer, but he's not going to fall prey to the trap. And it will equalize the Dragons onto 1.
Super's ulti now down. Cap's getting low. He needs backup.
Caps fancied a fight, but he ended up biting off more than he could chew, and now the threat of a dive is there. Elyoya looking for it.
Lovely shove, there's the pillar. Here comes Skewbomb, but flashes in. Caps greedy! And interrupted with an Acro Prism means Skewbomb can't get the chase up. Elyoya will live. A rock thrown at his face and a smite as well. Another drive-by would seal the deal on the enemy jungler. Elyoya getting battered down by the Scorpion King. Skewbomb will go on a killing spree, but Caps is the one disappointing us right now.
They'll collapse up mid. Super might be in trouble. Labrov trying to see if he can get the intro. Polymorph.
Whoa! He's healing.
One for Yasuo!
Labrov, what are you doing?
Yasuo was in the wings. He thought he could get the wall.
Pride, mainly.
No, I think
like 300 gold goes over, you know?
Weaver's wall, Super almost dead. Arc lights him to death. Looks like he's playing Halo 2, the plasma gun OP.
Hans Summer. Wow, okay. He's woken up here in game 2, and he is feeling himself 2-0-0. Now the scoreline for him, he was hunting for a kill. He had the support of his team, and he finds it.
Alvaro face checking, Skewmon waiting for him as well. An Impale, a drive into the wall. Here we go. And with the help of the 80 carry, Alvaro's just going to die. Hans Summer getting hand-fed kills. 2 will bite the dust in his favor, and G2 maintain a gold lead.
Nice timing by G2. Alvaro's flash still wasn't up from that initial play in the mid lane, so finding that moment with the Nami, perfect timing. Elyoya now moving top, spots Caps on his own.
Going to be used. Waiting for the threaded volley to try and poke him out, but I don't think he can get on out. You're right, with no ulti. Cap's trying to buy the time. The flick dodged away by Jojo. They know they need to be quick. MKOI, but Skewmon's already driven in. Pillar up. Caps running to his team. He's alive. He threads the volley, threads the needle. The earth is working in his favor. He gets flicked back for a kill. Caps is low as Mirwin looks to auto him down. Kill the mid laner, they say. But MKOI have committed everything. LeBron's going to flash on out. A wall now used. Flash away from Chain's corruption by Skewmon. Jojo is one shot. He dies too. Hans Summer gets exhausted, but it's Mirwin versus 3 in this top lane. He's kiting out so well. Alvaro. He's got Alvaro behind his back. Skewmon is one target with Blight. Hans Summer gets poked by range. Hail of Arrows dodge. The drive out. G2 alive. LeBron alive. He
Now the mid lane.
Super. Can he get out of this one? Broken Blade wind wall up, and now he sweeps through on a trap. No, the final breath. It lasts a lifetime for Super as Broken Blade takes him down so long. And the psychological dance. If one Wind Brother doesn't work, use the other one. Everyone can take this into solo queue. If you go and int on Yone or Yasuo, just swap it around and you can do what Broken Blade's doing here in this game. A big 0 next to his name because, as my analyst described, he was in the side lane gathering gold, gathering that 1,600 gold lead. And G2 now with a 4,500 gold discrepancy over
so much on the map. Skewmon Skarner just continues to be insanely strong. This year it feels like that he is an unstoppable force on the champion. Hans Summer in a bit of danger.
Away from the Acro Prism, he has to transcend, but they turn it onto Elyoya under the mid turret. He doesn't feel too safe. Skewmon is going to catch him by the toe. A 2-man impale and a last breath. There's the combination from G2. Hans Summer will clean it up like this. Still 6,000 gold. Dragon number 3 could be G2's in about a minute. But now the Baron threat there. Skewmon drives him into the wall. He gets wild growth and he catches Jojo Pure. But he flashes in right into Hans Summer's face and a shutdown. There's Jojo surviving as well. Flash from LeBron. G2 lose their jungler. And now the Broken Blade's in. Can he save the play? He's exhausted up. Damage minimized. And Mirwin is free-firing a last breath on him. He gets exhausted in response. But Super, he uses his range to his advantage. LeBron came in, but against the Caitlyn. Run, son. Run. Super taking charge of the fight. 3 for 2 right now in favor of MKOI with the Weaver's Wall, trying to bring it to equal standings with the flash from Super. The net, LeBron gets out. The Q not connecting. Super's on a charge.
Chasing the hole.
Ace in the hole going to be used. LeBron is going to get a shield up. There's the realm walk. JoJo's back alive. Actually, I don't even think he died. He just reset. He comes back in.
On the side, because all those flashes were burned,
Realm walk.
they're basically faking this. G2 don't take the bait though. They're going to just continue here.
Unsummoned willing to step up to the forefront of Elyoya. Miwin found out. Seismic shove. Connects. It's the pick. It's the last breath. Miwin at half HP going down. Lauren Broken Blade will take him down. He's got a minion way to sweep through. A Q to connect. And JoJo, even though he survives that, a Weaver's Wall. A seismic shove again. It's the legend of mid. It's the legend of EU.
Around that topside jungle, they did not get confirmation on his position. And then Miwin just steps a little bit too far, resulting in his demise and a quick snowball for G2. Baron now secured. Another tower goes their way. And just like that, after a...
Pretty decently. And he's just left top. G2 are like, no, forget him. So they're going to trade in a turret in the bottom lane instead.
Okay, tower for tower. I'm kind of surprised the Broken, but a quick TP comes through from Miwin.
G2 waiting in the wing. Skewmon found out by throwing a rock. Elyoya face checking. He gets polymult. He makes a big mistake. The Captain has to flash away while JoJo gets slowed down. Cap repositions, flashes. JoJo is going to match him. MVP material shown right there. Wild growth on the Hansama, who's exhausted. And now MKOI ready to strike with JoJo taking the realm warp in. Both mid laners went too ham, but Super's here to clean up. That's all that matters, is that MKOI have their AD carry prime locked and loaded, impaled into what? Skewmon defies his death no longer, and MKOI seal another fight.
MKOI found what they needed. JoJo was not letting Caps get away with that mistake.
They're going to try and end.
They're going to end,
They're
yeah.
going to try and end.
20 seconds on mid.
I think this is a mistake. I really think this is a mistake, but they're going to
15.
try.
23 on Hansama, 25 on BB. The mid wave is going to crash open.
This is a mistake. This is a mistake. This has to be a
10
mistake.
seconds on Caps. Top lane is up in 15 as well. Betty calls it a mistake. It's just going to be the inhibitor. They're backing off after this.
They have to get Drake, though. That's the problem. Like, they have to take it off the map. I think the Fire Wave was untouched in the entirety of the fight. G2 just got too overconfident. They went way too deep.
Like, the game's going to be sealed. A minute 30 to the next Baron. Weaver's all going to be used by Caps. He's going to pick off JoJo Pure.
JoJo wins
but
this.
JoJo, yeah, actualize, as you said. How easy is that? Caps still...
The respect's being shown by JoJo.
JoJo's all-pro team, so it'd be like kicking down, you know?
There's a clear issue that G2's dealing with. And KOI, while they did falter in the early game, their late game decision-making is good.
Caps scored again, almost one shot. There's the realm of Caps is dead again. Just watch this. JoJo will put him in an internal prison of mid lane while G2 are a man down. JoJo ready to run it into Broken Blade, who doesn't have any summoners to get on out of this play. Super might be exhausted, but he's got so much more energy in him. Impaled to do nothing as Hansama tries to carry by himself, but MKOI found the mid lane goat and said, go to bed. MKOI are moving a match point, and it looks like they want an early night.
An ace, just like that. No big team fight, no big play. MKOI just kill Caps, they kill the team, and they're looking to go to match point.
It's one big blunder that cost G2 in this game, and it may just cost them the series as MKOI goes up 2-0.
I am sure, like Ari would, yeah. So Ari just makes more sense in my mind. It gives him a way more agency, a lot more playmaking. Kled is Broken Blades. It's his usual answer into the Scion that we've seen a bunch of times. I can see, well, I can't see Finn, but I know
mean, do you
Finn,
think,
you miss every shot you don't take. Right now, though, Alvaro looking for a good flank here.
He does have a great angle of that, waiting for the tangle barbs onto LeBron, onto Hansama. He flushes for the angle. He pulls out the blooming burst. It's good damage, but now Alvaro's on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift. Elyoya has to save the day. The route down, though, Hansama has Alvaro's number, almost getting the kill. Yes, he does. It picks over for first blood. Meanwhile, LeBron dies.
The flash Q over the wall, and it means that then Hansama can get a kill back and then transition away. And as you said in the live, ultimate from Caps down in mid forces JoJo to use the ultimate himself, and now with G2 having control over mid, we'll get Dragon.
Hansama just flashed away, by the way. He's going to get flashed on, almost died. Bedler's out on Super. Hans solo kill. And this is what we're talking about with Hans Mama this split.
The timing.
Starting item with a cull, so obviously the power right now is going to go towards this Xayah. Skewmon looking for an entrance in the mid lane. He might actually find it. Alvaro going to dodge away. Gravity build on JoJo, though. The all-in, the LeBron roam. It's great with the 3 talent strike, finding JoJo before he
also
can...
the grub secured for KOI. Seems that G2's pretty indifferent about trying to contest this, which I think is a sensible choice.
Jojo knowing he's weak side of the map right now, puts the ward down. Super's going to crash down though into Caps. Gravity Field put down. There's the Chaos Storm in response as well. Caps just going to force him out on ult trade.
Alvaro moving down into this bottom side to try and deny the G2 dive on towards Jojo. We'll spot out the Skumon is here, so very
picks, specifically because of the chain CC. Alvaro
Okay.
gonna get knocked out.
It's Lebrov under turret though. Pop Blossom going to be used, but doesn't find anyone. The feathers are out once again. Hunsummer looking for a route back onto Alvaro. He won't find it, but it turns into a dive. Skumon pulling out the Crescent Guard. Super is the turret and the target. Rather, it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Well, Alvaro out of mana, out of options, out of HP. He tries to shadow going as to someone else, but Hunsummer's going to clear the wave. And dive number 2 is coming up as Alvaro holds it from the turret for now.
Alvaro, I think, is just trying to run for the turret. It means that then it has to be Lebrov who takes the kill rather than giving it to Hunsummer.
Solo kill again. How long has it been? He did this versus Busio. Alvaro's going to run into the turret. It is another solo kill for Lebrov. That's his third.
I think that that's enough for them to start a fight. Let's see how things transpire. Elyoya alone in the pit.
Burning. Elyoya goes over, but it's right into the waiting hands of Lebrov. An easy kill for Hunsummer. Pop Blossom is to negate the play, but MKOI have to get out of there. Spirit Rush already used by Jojo Pune while we look at the left side of the play, and it's Alvaro getting whomped by a stick and a bat. Broken Blade has roamed on down. The charge already used, but he's cutting off the escape path as Bear Trap on a rope falls short, but G2 took an easy fight around that Drake.
Nice setup from G2. Immediate TP in from Broken Blade at the start before things really kicked off. And Lebrov using the ultimate, the charm, to stop Alvaro.
And the Rakan Xin combo worked beautifully as G2 get themselves more kills. They get a tower, they get Dragon.
So nice so far by G2, right? Finding moments where they can try and punish and play off the fact they have this 4K gold lead. They're just waiting on that next wave to come in until they get that top tower as well, which has already been worked through. TP now from Caps to try and help out on this bottom side, but I don't actually think he can reconnect with this tower right now.
Yeah, I think his main goal was to catch the wave.
He could have walked for that though. Right?
That's true, he could have. Tempo this, tempo that, something.
Still going though. Hang on.
In.
They're up on the rope.
I don't think he's in danger.
I don't know. Decimating Smash. Maybe Broken Blade's the one in danger. Vault Breaker right into his face. And Broken Blade opted in for this. 3 members are going to send it in with a root down. Pop Blossom. Broken Blade flashes over after getting off the bike. Minwin flash ulties, but he's about to remount. Broken Blade with a shotgun. There he is. Back on the tricycle. Now for Broken Blade.
You end up losing a wave for MKOI in that top side. Plus you got the push out and the wave collected by Caps on the bottom lane as a result.
Alvaro in trouble. Quickness going to say absolutely yes. Gravity Field as well. Alvaro's going to flash away, but to no avail. Chaos Storm down.
Jacob was getting collapsed on a top lane. He was forced to use his TP to get out of that situation, and the map is quickly falling apart for KOI.
It was a charge used by Broken Blade. Wasn't going to hit anyway, but it was just the threat that Broken Blade was incoming. As Alvaro scouts this out, Smite gets the Herald down. G2 now going to be found out that's Skumon, and he's going to get popped. Yeah, Super takes the kill before Crescent Guard comes out. But somehow, G2 are still finding pressure.
Robin a good flank though. Just trying to see if he can poke his head in behind them. MKOI needs to be careful. Jojo also in a similar position though.
They're not getting it back away yet. MKOI. That's it. Dragon's gone. Soul point from Chemjack Soul, not the best, but now Jojo, as you said, his position where he is. Hunsummer's going to be found out. Instead, Skumon does well. He's going to be rooted up. Crescent Guard down. This is a 3 versus 2. Skumon avoiding the damage, but as he gets the knock-up, wait, Hunsummer's willing to take those odds. The root comes in. Elyoya's alive, but here he comes. Charge down the line. It won't be blocked. Elyoya flashes over, but jousting from Broken Blade. As in comes the rest of the cavalry. Cut off the position. The quickness on top of Super's head. And G2 used Broken Blade like the great bicycle he is.
I think he's looking for more. Alvaro, is he really going to threaten a dive? Skumon also going between towers.
Yes, indeed he is. The dive will continue. Broken Blade will dismount, but G2 are going to find their outer turret eventually anyway. Caps also gets inner thanks to the Herald. And this time it feels very personal from G2.
It feels like this game is...
Ode of Lebrov being on engage himself once again. We're 1-1 and 8. He's been great. Pop Blossom shuts me up though. It's a 2-man. He will die for it. Those Hunsummer's the one to predict with a Feather Storm that cuts them deep. MKOI run away. G2 on the chase. Lebrov again looks for the run up as he dodges away from the charm. His quickness gives him movement speed to find Super. And that 80 carry ain't out of dodge yet. We look towards Broken Blade up on the top side of the Mirwin. They're just fighting it out. Look, stuck on the blast cone. Kled is going to run away, but Scarl, he'll come back eventually as Mirwin looks to run, but Baron's up, and eventually Mewin will die.
But that's so funny. He just stood on the blast. Oh, well now, can Elyoya even get close to the Baron? I'm going to say no on that one.
I think he might be dead. Close to Blast Cone going to be used. There's the shock down as well. Mewin re-engages on Han Summer. He's dead. Super gets the space out of the fight. And now Scumon's gone as well. Super kites it back with Broken Blade. Silences him with caps. MKOI have 4. This Dragon is not the end of the world, but they sure as hell want that buff.
Dragon going to be aggroed. Elyoya on the flank. Jojo on the other. G2 being threatened from multiple sides, but here comes Broken Blade.
Where does he charge? Jojo's going to be found out. Elyoya spotted out over the wall. Quickness popped out by Lebrov. Skumon in the backline. Pop Blossom negated. Huntum spaced it so well. And Cap's got the Chaos Storm down. It feels like a G2 win before it's even begun. And Mewin's still in the middle, but the rest of the team has fled. All it took was Hans to get space, and they'll give it with ease as Super's going to be followed over the wall. I've never seen that interaction at all. It looked like hacking from Broken Blade, but he charged
Broken apart by great aggression. Broken Blade follows Super to the ends of the earth, and it ends up being another kill for Han Summer.
And we come back to live. It might be even more. Elyoya is right in the thick of 2 people right now, blocked by Lebrov. Easy as that. Decimating Smash can do a bit of work, but Lebrov still stays standing with the Gleaming Quill. He'll sustain. Broken Blade just can't really be maimed at this point by these two. And G2 got the Baron. They're going to get in a turret top. It is going to move to 10,000 gold. And surely this time, G2 can see it through and give us the series.
Skumon moving across the mid lane just to make sure you've got 2 lanes to play off as G2. MKOI trying to stand in front of the top lane inhibitor with no jungler. The charm though!
Well, it's not too bad. Pop Blossom as well on his right, but Han Summer sends out the Feather Storm. He's being targeted, doesn't get a root down. Free firing as much as he can. He finds Jojo. Hans will live. As good as it looks, you have to take down Han Summer if you want to get through to the rest of G2. As Chaos erupts with the Storm, and Ace goes down, and Super wanted this bot lane to woke up. I think he got his wish.
Incredible performance by G2's bot lane. Han Summer 12, 1, and 4 as G2 are on to the Nexus.
I think Kalish should be fearing that vote. Maybe Han Summer wants a recount at this point as G2 move us to game 4.
25 minutes was all it took for G2. But I think in the context of the draft, I think Twisted Fate does really well. Yeah, and so you just slam the Aurora. Aurora is such a good matchup into lane, into the Aurora. Like,
the Akali.
The Akali.
Yeah.
It's so hard to play lane. It's so hard. Aurora is such a lane bully that we just have a raw health advantage. They bully them down, they force them back. Caps is pushing, Broken Blade's pushing, like, winning lanes across the board.
And also because MF is a champion that likes to try and change her target fairly regularly.
Hex auto. Jojo about to die. Lebrov comes in and gets first blood.
G2 fighting back now in game 3 and 4.
The wave is in a horrible spot for Jojo as well. He's calling for reinforcements. That's why the squad has shown up into middle lane. They need to help him push this wave out.
Cosmic Binding almost connecting. Magical Journey going to be taken this time. Lebrov's going to be punished. He flashes the wave at the chase up from MKOI as Jojo gets that passive 5-point strike. Enough damage just about, but Elyoya needs a Sonic Wave. He flashes for it, takes it. Cosmic Binding won't save his life as now for Skumon.
Heading towards the top side of the map. Is there really a threat of a dive here? Actually, maybe there is.
Because you can reset tower aggro for Skumon as well.
No Hound's Pursuit though, and as you said, Skumon can press that call of the pack, and he flashes away, eviscerates on top of Mewin's head. Destiny to cut off the escape path, and Skumon picks up the kill.
G2 finding these gold advantages, but Koi with the Dragon, perhaps that can be a win condition for them as now Lebrov caught out once again.
He wants that big wall so he can get out. Takes Magical Journey. Elyoya's going to follow anyway, waiting for the Cosmic Fighting, but Sonic Wave's already going to connect, and Lebrov in his own jungle going to be found out. Roaming. Topside Elyoya's on the way, but Mewin's being safe. Look at the wave state. Hound's Pursuit about to be used. Gold card there. The dive in and double dark and daggers. Mewin's dead. Skumon gets a reset. Won't need it yet, but hey, he's been giving Jojo so much needed support here in a lane that he's only 10 CS down.
Absolutely. He scored again. He scored again.
Yeah, Sonic Wave's going to be taking Magical Journey. He's kicked midway. It ain't magical anymore, but Elyoya takes it. Wishes he didn't. Now we go call the pack once again. I think so. Arrow as well. Skumon eviscerates and gets the kill. What an arrow. But now Jojo in the right position to get a kill. And his first one of the game. A shutdown. Perfect execution and Shuriken flip gets him away as Caps finds the kill onto Alvaro in the end as well. Caps will get something, but Jojo getting a bit of meat.
Okay, it's game 4. The gloves are off. We're getting scrappy. Hans gets ulted.
He's going to barrier. He walks through it. Not enough damage yet from Super.
He's going to be fine. But wow, so both mid laners get a kill. junglers each get a kill. Lebrov getting caught out once again, but now he's back.
Yeah, Super might be dead. Running out of mana. PTA now activated. Hansama trying to bait it in as Lebrov gets the last out of Super's mana as well. Cosmic Binding slows him down. Super in a 1v2 in this bottom lane. Hans has lethal tempo, and with the volley, he's going to give it over to Lebrov.
Jojo's on the way, though.
What does Jojo have? No ulti, but he has flash. Hansama going to spot him out. Lebrov's going to magical journey this, and he gets Shuriken Flip, but he waits. Jojo takes it. 5-point strike. Lebrov about to die, gets flashed on, and Jojo gets a second kill.
Good roam from Jojo to end up picking up some kills in the back end of that play. So MKOI still responding. Jojo off of these last couple now. 2 kills and an assist to his name.
I don't feel confident in G2's chances of really contesting this. Maybe they're looking for a pick instead.
The Jojo maybe. Skumon going to press the button onto Jojo, even in the Shroud. Destiny spots him out. You can't hide from the Twisted Fate. Encore used, yes, with bullet time, yes, but Caps and Skumon don't route and safe. Jojo is dead. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Mewin is getting 1v1. Flash away. Broken Blade puts him in his place, and Mewin backs away while Dragon now resumes the story going back the other way.
The ult from Broken Blade.
Fate is up. Alvaro's just going to back off their blade safe while Caps decides this is a good roam timer.
No flash.
Bully Mewin a third time. A recipe for success, it seems, by other teams. Yes, and by G2 as well. He's just dead. Broken Blade picked up the kill. Top lane turret is open. And they're in a trade outside of the mid lane push here from Jojo Pyun.
I mean, I know he's a Twisted Fate, but that's
some serious damage here with the magical journey used to make a play on the bottom side. Destiny going to be used. Gold card as well. Tempered Fate on the turret. And as he comes out of stasis, Mewin is going to find the world a very different place. 0-4 as the arrow flashed away from by Alvaro, but G2 want more.
I mean, they're looking for more. I don't think they have the tools to really find it. That bot tower will be enough for now. Herald is alive, but there's no one on G2 on the top side of the rift to really threaten it. Koi are actually on the bottom side. They're trying to protect it.
Skumon's rooted. Encore as well. The dog charmed up. Sonic Wave. He's going to W flash away. He's out as LEC. He gets a flash kick. Bullet time's good enough, though, to take down Skumon. Meanwhile, G2 running out of dodge. Super gets stunned up against wall caps. Recovering the play, getting Alvaro first here. He's a full mana, full HP. Public execution from Jojo. Runs through Hansama, who gets shut down. Between Worlds was not used by Caps. He now goes in, invulnerable. Between Worlds, onto Elyoya, bursting down, gold card in, Jojo found out, and who else but Caps and BB to recover the play. Mewin looking for the toasty cook up here as he turns to BB. He flashed in as well as Lebrov. Also managed to make his way in.
This fight starts to continue then. We end up splitting off in 2 halves, but
oh
Mewin's
my
gone.
God. You know what? He heard us talking smack in game 1 and game 2, and Caps locked in.
I mean, Caps' Aurora has become beast mode really ever since first stand. His ability to generate lane leads in combination with his impact in team fights just continue to be monstrous. G2 finding fight after fight. They're snowballing this game similar to what we saw in the previous. Their early game is just the best in the league. The arrow.
As well as the gold card. Look at the 2-fold hex. A Tempered Fate on the turret. Gold card. Cosmic Binding out of range. That's the only reason. No! I was going to say Elyo is going to survive. But Caps hits him with the weirding and moves to 6-0-6.
We go again, though.
We do indeed. A Hound's pursuit. Super nowhere to go. Between Worlds. Caps diving in a turret with his jungler. And G2 switched on. And then
aggro. And then it's following up on the resets on the ultimate.
Let's come to live. Let's watch a 1v1. Elyo is going to get in the way. Perfect execution. New Shuriken Flip. Caps about to die. He flashes out. He's alive. The cavalry's here, though. Lebrov here to support after Jojo's used everything. Cosmic Binding slows him. Doesn't find the wall, but the gold card does. Auto attack from Broken Blade. Jojo just wanted something back, but Caps was a bridge too far.
Ash Arrow is still available if Hansama wants to try and get a bit frisky.
Broken Blade needs defense. Dragon's Rage after the safeguard's going to be smited out. Tempered Fate saves him for a little bit longer as Skumon comes on in. Bullet time lays him down. It's a shutdown. G2 decided to take this fight as Elyoya won't go that much further forward. MKOI get one back. It's a shutdown. That might slow down the play for now.
Okay, MKOI doing their best to fight back where they can. They end up trading 1-for-1 overall, but it's another objective going the way of G2. Look at the mid wave. It's been pushed in by Caps once more. He's going to get a plate for himself. He rotates over towards his team. Now they have the Herald, and the Ash Arrow is ready to go.
Want to go again, as you said. Arrow onto Alvaro, dodged away. Caps still wants to go in though. Between Worlds onto Alvaro. He'll take the spacing. Weirding, no flash on call. Pretty good. Caps gets out from the protobelt, but he's in the mid 3. Slowed down, shut down by Mewin. Electro Harpoon dodged away. So is the Sonic Wave. Mewin still looking for the chase though with the Flame Spitter as G2. They keep trying to bite off the head of this dog, but they're getting unsuccessful.
I mean, this is what KOI need to do. G2's aggression is now getting a little unfiltered, and they're going way too aggressive. KOI have to punish where they can. They have to find what picks they can. Jojo in danger.
He's going to be hounds pursued. Jojo's going to get on out. He starts up the ulti chain.
Pressure on MKOI, but as the wheels start to come off, as small mistakes come through from G2 and MKOI can get control back, they can get the picks.
On the caps, Mewan goes into melee. Here comes Elyoya as well between worlds waiting. Gets him out for now, but Super's on the way now. Flash kick for the kill. Bullet time as well. And Skewmon gets on out. There's the actual kick. Dark and Daggers gets the trade. And while Skewmon might be alive, but now it's 1v1, and we look towards the magical journey taken. 1-for-1 rather was the trade. Caps in the dirt. Elyoya almost found Skewmon.
These type of plays from G2 are how KOI will come back into this game. Broken Blade commits to the side lane, says, you know what, while this is happening, I'm going to just keep hitting onto towers. He committed his ultimate to secure that objective. Will he be able to get away with his life, though? The rest of KOI are looking to collapse. He does have the flash available. Look at Jojo in the river on his way. Yeah, he's going to commit the TP.
Super can't stop him. He can just auto him. Yep, no CC, so... Broken Blade does get on out. Meanwhile, Lebrov has found out Magical Journey not going to be taken only by one, and that's Lebrov. Jojo still does a hell of a lot of damage, but meanwhile, Skewmon is starting and taking this dragon by his lonesome.
Yeah, I mean, macro has very much been sent out the window in this game. It really is just scrap, fight, scrap, skirmish, every which way possible.
They get the flash, Tempered Fate only on the turret, but Skewmon doesn't have any leaping ability left available. Equalizer used on the way, but the Herald will charge down, take this turret. Regardless, can he buy enough time? Destiny going to be used. Gold card and out. Sugar Flip going to be taken. Look at him go. He's a helicopter on the Broken Blade, though. He's exhausted. Gold card comes again. Auto attack galore. Jojo gets out. Doesn't get the kill. Elyoya misses the Sonic Wave. Meanwhile, Magical Journey for Lebrov to get away from Mewan. Broken Blade dies to the rest of the squad. But at least we got to see the Jojo's position. It's a big one if he remains unseen. Destiny going to be used, gives information, arrow onto Super, equalizer down. Jojo comes in now, the Weeding trying to zone him out. Baron still leashed at 5k. Skewmon needs to steal this if it keeps on going. Tempered Fate onto Jojo. MKOI a bit undecisive. Baron doing some work. Someone gets flashed on. There's the ulti from the Cerberus as well. Jojo jumps on in onto Hans. He takes a Magical Journey though. G2 are peeling off. MKOI dizzy the between worlds. Hits 5. Everyone low. And Skewmon goes in, then back out, and Mewan going to fall if he finds one more Q. The Baron's going to help on out, and Caps does the rest. G2 find one, and MKOI running for their life.
For Jojo, but even then they still can't lock them down. The mobility on the side of G2 is so difficult.
1,000 gold, will the game end? Will we go to 5? Caps goes invis. Jojo's going to be found out between worlds, tries to kite it out, the gold card, he's trying to time out, it's still going to hit at max range, but the follow-up from Skewmon sets up for a reset. There's the arrow as well, onto Elyoya. Hans Sama finds him, but there will be no further follow-up. They've found the pick. And for G2, the question is now bottom side or mid.
It's still hard for G2 to try and siege onto the turret, though. You've got Supa's ultimate to help clear our waves, Mirwan's ultimate to clear our waves, so G2 need Baron before they can.
I mean, this is a bait. Lebrov trying to bait him in, does so. Dark and Daggers onto Alvaro. He's just going to die. He's front lining, no way. Tempered Fate, bullet time already done. To no avail as well, into a choke. Caps will clean up the rest with Broken Blade. Auto after auto. Mewan just gets one shot. Elyoya takes the Magical Journey trying to escape, but he too will fall. And MKOI have never been reverse swept, but now we're starting to question the possibility as Elyoya flushes out, but G2 on the home stretch.
Elyoya desperately trying to survive. If he stays alive, there's a world where he can still steal away the Baron. Right now, that is not the focus. He goes back in, he gets the healing. He
does, but Skewmon's behind. Elyoya's going to die. Took his time at the very least, but Elyoya now dead, and his death timer is spaced out.
Broken Blade TP'd into
to find for themselves. By securing this Baron, they'll have the sieging power necessary to really start to threaten the base of KOI, and with that top inhibitor exposed as...
Or should I use the words more characteristic of playing the sides? And here we go again onto Mewan. This 1v1 pretty easy. Broken Blade flashes, takes the kill, and we are most definitely going to 5.
That man shuffles cards regularly.
He does indeed. I'm hearing Kenny Rogers, I'm hearing the Gambler play in the back of my head here for Broken Blade, who's redeemed himself in this series. And in this game number 4, inhibitors dropping all 3 of them now. MKOI on their last defense before we find out who goes to MSI with one final game. The fans happy it goes to 5, but the fans of each team stressing now as it comes down to a BO1 and Sonic Wave, trying to give Elyoya an angle. One Nexus turret down, the next soon to follow with the Baron Minions, all inclusive. Alvaro tries his ulti, but Cap will pull between worlds onto Jojo. The bullet time, is it enough? No! G2 will take us to 5. and our final destination awaits.
Well, hang on, I'll wait. Let's see what the last pick is first.
Yeah, what's in jungle? What do we got? You said
I think
Kiana
the
before.
Wukong.
No, Wukong's banned.
Oh, Wukong's banned, sorry, yeah.
There's Zahan.
Okay.
All cool.
So,
a lot of scrolling.
I think, like, I don't think Silas was that good into...
You usually end up putting 3 points into the chain lash and then start to max the Kingslayer, the W, so you can try and take those trades a little bit more effectively, but also kind of look for that poke. But so much of the damage in the chain lash is linked to that Q2. So if you aren't able to actually get the chains to keep them in check...
all in shifting sands, Cap's in trouble. You said the chain lash not going to do any damage. Flash away, but first one to Jojo.
Bottom right-hand side of the screen, 18 right now. Obviously very low this early on into the game for the Crab. Now the point of contention.
There's a ward here as well. Skewman has to get on out. Elyoya flashes in, doesn't bite. Dreaded return gets him though. Skewman puts up the shield, but Alvaro in the way has to flash over the top of the trample of the Alistar. MKOI go in as Jojo has his ulti up and available. Elyoya gets stunned up, and now Hunt Summer's excited. The soldiers are
That's
around.
what Malphite does, man. He's just a walking ultimate. All right, well, Caps. Ooh, Caps.
Emperor's Divide, Caps caught out. Here comes Alvaro as well, waiting for the Scott of Duck. He takes the Unbreakable Will to survive with Kingslayer, with Skewman ulting in. Skewman wants to put the shield up, doesn't get a chance to. Presses W instead, and now that E is going to be short-lived. Skewman got baited in thinking that he could do something with Caps, but...
More actual tankiness, and HB is a key part of that.
All in. Caps of Scott of Duck only gets to the minion. Empress Divide taken onto Jojo. And here we go. Equinox down, silences him for a little bit. Chainlash second part doesn't connect. Jojo space this out. He's waiting, gets his own Empress Divide. But there's Skewman to recover the play. Nice try from Jojo. But
we've seen that focus for G2 before in trying to shut down Jojo in the mid lane. This time around, they make it happen.
Well, G2 have continued to apply pressure in the bot lane 2 versus 2. I mean, I'm trying to... I'm going to make an ad-lib request from our stats team. If we can investigate way, they've got a Zia Senna, very much late game insurance.
In trouble, Seismic Shard gets him through. Flash there from Alvaro, pulverizes him. The Emperor's Divide kind of gets out of the center roll, but Broken Blade will run, but he cannot hide. Elyoya looking for the chase. Orient Rush, Smite, and an auto as Elyoya picks up the rock.
The Emperor's Divide keeps him away from the tower, so it will eventually fall. G2, we're going to respond to the tower on top side, but still, gold into Elyoya going to be very nice for MKOI.
Solid goal for Caps. You are right to mention it. Mewin's coming in with Meganar, but Chain Lash clears the way to Caps.
Nice little component to pick up for sure.
Super. Oh. Trap. Oh. Mega Rocket down. Super about to die. He survives. No, with the time.
That's huge play by Mirwin. So didn't have to really invest that much, and now got time for Jojo on this top end. So they get the Herald, they'll get the tower, and it's all off the back of Mirwin just keeping G2 there.
And the best thing about all of this, gentlemen, is we finally get some all chats. We finally get some.
What does it say now?
It says, fanboys WTF, I'm playing 1v3 on cooldown, LOL.
Lol. And that is true.
He's doing a good job of weathering the storm. The cross map is going... What a series from him so far, but now Broken Blade, the one in danger.
He might have to ulti out again. He's been using his ulti to survive each and every time. There's the unstoppable force. He's out, but Dreaded return. The flash there from Elyoya. Broken Blade aren't out. The Grim Deliverance down slows him as Alvaro comes in. Everyone on the rock, and Jojo to claim the glory.
I will say, Mirwin complained about fanboys from G2. Well, Koi have ganked Broken Blade in the bot lane. They've ganked him again in the top lane, and he's clearly become their target. Is Super now in danger.
Gets away from the traps, but doesn't get away from the Q. The Star Force slows him down, and almost with Equinox as well. Super in trouble if the rocket's sent out, but Alvaro's going to block it. Good zap, good sustain. Super's playing very up for that. Yeah.
G2 do lead in Dragons. Caps is quite overextended, and I think they're going to try and punish it. You guys can't see the mini-map, but Jojo can.
Emperor's Divide, Caps tries to abscond, he gets Dreaded returned instead. He knows he's dead. Emperor's Divide taken, but he dies. Good punish from MKOI.
And finding these opportunities, giving them time to scale up.
Okay, Alvaro finding the bot back. It's Skewmon's just going to chase him. TP going to be burned. Here comes Caps, but a blast cone going to be used. Trying to predict the over the wall. Alvaro still going to get slowed down by the Grand Star Fall. Unbreakable Will comes out. Abscond of Duck. The Emperor's Divide going to be used. A lot here for Alvaro, but it was going to expire anyway, so you say whatever. Caps gets a kill, much needed in the game as Mirwin looked to cover. He's going to be found out, Meganar or not. He hops away, but Caps on the chase. Also, Skewman found out by the W here from Super, but this opens up mid with a deep play from the Alistar.
Yeah, I don't think you defend this as MKOI. They're trying to see if they shift Jojo down to hold on to it, but they will just back away. Pick from G2. Got our rifle. The ultimate, the Nara ult from Caps. You've got Broken Blade who can send it.
Arrow
But
flash
great
on in.
flash.
Summer matches it as well. Unbreakable Will going to be used again. Caps at the front line. Zap is there. MKOI all grouped up here as Labrov is found out. The Soraka has to flash as well. Good opening players. Mewan's going to find Broken Blade. His ulti not used yet, but he might be fouled before he can. He flashes away. His ulti, where is it going to land? Alvaro gets hit out. There's the ulti from the Jinx as well. Mewan goes out of Meganar. Broken Blade to his death, just about, yes. Hits no one with the unstoppable forces. Jojo finds a road onto Labrov. It's an execution. G2 are thwarted. Sent away from the Dragon play before it even begins. Flash from Skumon as Mewan's chasing as the mini Nada could. Caps has to go in, send it at his final hurrah, but everyone is falling as Hans Summer is left alone, not for long as he joins the grave. And MKOI disintegrate G2 in Game 5.
It's a monstrous team fight for MKOI. They pick apart G2, who just cannot get coordinated around the Dragon. Piece by piece, they tear them apart. All 5 members remain alive to ace G2. And with only a single game away from MSI qualification, they'll put themselves in the driver's seat to be the first team from EU to lock that spot.
It was 364 days ago.
Game comes about. OUA going to face check, but Skumon can't do anything about it. So that inner turret mid's going to drop, and then eventually with a push and pull, it looks like bot will too.
Yeah, it's really difficult for G2 to try and clear out these waves, especially when MKOI can threaten the dive with Alvaro at any point in time. So G2 have to group up and try and hope they can keep these at bay, but it's only Hans Sama who can really clear out these cannon minions, and he's not been given the chance to do so.
I mean, I feel like we just have to come back to this point that we originally talked about in draft with just this range difference. Just look at Jojo.
Yeah.
He's just taken like half of their HP. He's completely untouched. He's melting that tower. On the side lane, the Gnar is making fun of the Malphite. We're yet to see the Malphite threaten anyone with his ult. Like, Koi, they're just playing from range. They're playing patiently, and they're picking apart G2.
G2 absolutely dizzy. Broken Blade doesn't have his flash to combo up. We talked about how it was used before. We haven't seen much of it as Caps wants an angle. Jojo's basing him. Skondov not going to connect. Emperor survives. Stolen used well, but Jojo sends Skumon back as well. MKOI have numbers advantage for now as Caps goes melee and dies to El Yoya. Jojo still surviving for so long as Broken Blade finally finds an angle. Alvaro there as well, and Hans Summer is excited. The Jinx unleashed Grim Deliverance. Now into the backline, but Hans Summer gets the space out. Watch the Jinx. This is how MKOI get the finals. They need to kill Hans. Gia's going to be pulled out, but Hans dies during, and here's Broken Blade as well. A Gnar into the wall. MKOI will find them all once more.
MKOI find G2 in the base, and they shut them down.
MKOI, you look back at the regular season and they look back at the doubts, but when the trophy and MSI are on the line, El Yoya and MKOI reach an entirely different level. G2's streak is almost ruined as Caps comes up in a second. Their health bars are low, but MKOI looking at what they can finish off with a TP inside.
They want to keep this going. MKOI are so low though. Caps has the Mega Gnar. Caps could be the one to shut this down, but MKOI back away.
Not going to over-risk it. Caps and Skondov duck out of range. 10,000 gold and everything but it's gone used. Mega Gnar into the wall. Caps trying onto Jojo. He will find him as Skumon runs in with the ulti. Alvaro caught out against Hans Summer, and maybe G2 has some life in them after all as Alvaro donates the kill to Hans Summer, and it ain't over yet.
It is not over yet. Another kill will go the way of G2. A shutdown gets handed over to Caps.
Nothing's to lose. 2 minutes ago. Third Dragon is a godsend.
Oh my goodness, you can feel the weight has shifted ever so slightly.
Yeah,
it really felt like...
cautiously.
He's on a ward for now. If he bases here, he will not be able to teleport in. Of course not. Skumon sends it into Alvaro. Unbreakable will G2. Trying to play front to back with his Pantheon. Broken Blade zoning off Mewan into the Mega Gnar. The L starts slowly whittling down. Gets the hot away. Mewan jumps over, but it's to no avail. He finds no one. The Mega Gnar's better used by Caps. Yes, a 3-man, but Jojo can't get near. G2 are winning the fight. Caps sends it. He absconds. He absconds.
Just as he starts to finish, there's the Rabadons.
It's Baron. It's gone. G2 are going to get this Baron.
Oh, he actually gets so low this late into the game. We're getting a TP.
That's G2's TP. MKOI going to be in front of it first. Is this where it gets all thrown out? Broken Blade in the middle doesn't care. He's a tank, but he's been hitting by 5 members with the ulti out. G2 have thrown it with their top lane's TP. Alvaro's deep. They've got LeBron. What a way to end it. MKOI find only one, sure. But what the hell was that TP?
They have at their disposal.
Okay.
And so it's up to G2 to find a way to get onto the carries. And Broken Blade may be looking for it.
Flux Equinox sent in by Skimon as well. They've got Jojo. Jojo's dead. Kaza stole his ulti before he dies. Well, Mimon gets the ultimate. It's sent back by Cav. What a pick by G2.
It finally came together for G2. As Hansama steps forward. He wants more.
Look at the damage that comes through. There's no rocket, but Broken Blade sending it in. Turret down, and G2 have 2 on the ground.
Unbelievable. I think that's going to be it. 5 members strong for G2. The Nexus is in their eyes.
It's 5 versus 3. They had us in the first half. They made us doubters. I can't believe they came back like this as Alvaro sends it in. The all in, the Grim Deliverance wins it. Coming is Elyoya. Must send it now. He runs in front of 5, but he'll go into the GA. Super can't step up. MKOI are thwarted. It's back-to-back internationals. Back-to-back MSIs. Back-to-back LEC finals. 11 times over. Our first finalist, first MSI representative. It's G2, the best Europe has ever seen and ever will.